Hey guys, welcome back to Forward Drive is Life. Today I'm going to show you how I undercoat my Toyota Tacoma as a certified pre-owned vehicle to prevent it from undercarriage rusting. As you may know, I recently got this Toyota Tacoma. It's a 2021 certified pre-owned from Toyota, and it has about 27,000 miles. I spent most of its time in New Jersey. And I believe it was a leased vehicle. However, before I bought the vehicle, when I did the inspection by myself, I was crawling underneath the vehicle, and I didn't like how much rusting spots or how much parts are looked rusty underneath the truck for a vehicle that's literally 2 years old, 2 years new, being only 27,000 miles. As previously noted by a lot of you guys, I have treated my Tundra from day one, so it didn't have any frame rust at all, not even any single spots. So I wanted to do the same for the Toyota Tacoma to make sure it serves me well without developing any potential frame damages from rusting. Here I want to do a quick shout out to the local garage called You Wrench It. It's right by the border between PA, between Philadelphia and New Jersey, where you can actually rent a spot for a lift for 3 hours minimum at a very reasonable price. And then you get the lift by yourself. You can work on it. You get the help from the awesome owner here with very knowledgeable backgrounds in being a car mechanics. This is a perfect place for a lot of DIY works that you can do yourself, but you don't have a lift, so that it provides a lot more convenience than just laying on the concrete floor on your driveway. And it's even air conditioned, and it's very flexible in terms of booking. And the owner, is very reasonable, very knowledgeable as well. So I highly recommend this place. If you're interested, please check them out. The price also includes a full chest drawer of tools that you commonly would have used for any projects you may have. So first, what I did is to remove the skid plates so that I can expose the frame and parts components underneath the skid plate to better assess the rust degree and spot correcting the rusts. By doing that, there's 4 bolts on each corner. One of the corner actually got stripped. I don't know why, but the front passenger side bolt got stripped so easily, and the owner actually was kind enough to help me removing it without additional charge. Thank you very much. After removing the 2 pieces skid plates from the factory, I was able to see a lot of spot that needed to be painted over with the RustOleum's rust converter. Supposedly it helps to convert the rust on the contact. So hopefully that would work. As you see here, I'm trying to go over the seams, the seams and the welding parts, the parts that the welding seam are, because those are the usual suspect for developing rust. I was mainly focusing on the frame parts. However, lower control arms, stuff like other body parts, I was also going to address the rusting problem. As you can see here, I was surprised how much rust the inner CV axle, that piece of metal, develops in terms of rust level. Also the steering rack components, and then the bottom of the exterior of the front differential is also developing a lot of surface rust. Like I said, they're just surface rust. However, they're just like an eyesore for me, so that I can't stand looking at them. So I have to kind of address them by first applying this RustOleum, and then my plan is to wait about 40 minutes to an hour before I apply the CRC Rust Inhibitor, which gives it a final seal so that prevents it from being contacting to the oxygen and the moisture. I was really taking my time doing it because I had booked 3 hours minimum time slot, so I had 3 hours, and I expected this to take no more than an hour. So I was taking my time trying to be thorough, getting all the body frame parts and the part where the seam or the welding happens, just to address all those areas that would potentially be developing rust. Now coming to the back of the truck, it's much easier job in the back compared to the front, where in the back is much more open, and I already removed the spare tire so that it's very easy access, and visually it's easier to tell where the rust is. Like you see here, that spare tire, would call that a cable, and that mechanism is very rusted out, and I don't know why. This truck is only 2 years old, and the previous owner definitely did something to the truck to have all these parts being this rusty, only having like 27,000 miles. Again, I was taking my time, just addressing all the part areas where they're, two metals are meeting, or where the welding happens, etc., so that I won't be regretting by missing any, because I don't see myself having my truck on the lift. This is like a luxury for me. So again, thank you, Wrench Auto Shop, for providing this area, this garage, to people locally for working on their cars. Next, we're applying the CRC Rust Inhibitor, marine grade rust inhibitor. First, I want to stress that it's very important to have the right tool. As you see here, I used this clip-on adapter so that it's a trigger style instead of just pressing on the top of the nozzle with my index finger, because that will save a lot of my index finger tendon and muscle, switching to the trigger style adapter. After making sure that all the previous coatings were dried out, I started to paint or to apply the CRC Rust Inhibitor. To something to keep in mind, that I forgot how aerosol this is, because the first step when I applied the RustOleum, it was pretty the spray was pretty focused, so there wasn't a lot of spread to have all the particles in the air. So the shop was cleaner in the previous step. However, for this CRC Rust Inhibitor, it's really thin, smaller particles, and it doesn't all adhere to the surface of the metal. So it was just everywhere. It was just diffusing in the room everywhere, or in the garage, to the point that it was kind of bad in terms of the smell and the visibility. So I feel bad for the shop, because I didn't want to gunk up the whole place by just having my truck in the bay. So I asked the shop owner to turn on the fan and then open up the garage door, and he was very accommodating. Again, however, he was firm that this shouldn't be happening next time when I'm here, and I apologized. I was almost done at that point, so yeah, so I feel real bad. But then the owner really showed his degree of being fair, and because he okayed this before I went, so he let me to finish it. However, next time I'm probably not going to bring this into the garage, since I already had it done. So pro tip, when you guys bringing anything to the shop, make sure it's not making the place smell and toxic. So since this is a thinner product compared to the RustOleum, I was being really generous in terms of spraying, trying to make sure it stay on the frame and accumulate, right? So I was able to use only 1 can of RustOleum to spot correcting the rust, and then used the entire 2 cans of the CRC Rust Inhibitor for the entire frame. I will provide the link to the products below in the video description, so that if you want, you can definitely check them out and maybe purchase them your own. They're going to be Amazon links. It's very straightforward in terms of buying and using it. Just make sure you wear a glove and wear a mask, because this thing was smellier than I expected, and it's a little messy. I have to apologize to the shop owner multiple times because I feel really bad. Here's a before and after picture of what the truck looks like in terms of frame cleanliness or rustness. You can see here the third member of the rear differential, inner CV boots were all rusted out. Not rusted out, but surface rust. Very clear picture here from the bottom, removing the skid plate. And here's after my spot correcting on the rusty surfaces, and then after my CRC coating of the frame. Having this done to your truck definitely helps the truck from being rusty, or even frame damage from being rusty, at least in the rust belt area. If you want to protect your truck from being rusty, please hit the link below in the description and get your own CRC Rust Inhibitor and the RustOleum Rust Converter. And you can even use U-Wrench Auto if you're in the area. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Have a great one.